Choice troop.
For life, Jaehee began to wonder if she was facing a specter entity. At the stage, Yuri stands before the audience. Inside the room, her mother, Kang Hyunju, cheers her on, being sure that someone on her level can, without a doubt, join the Venus Ballet Company. Suddenly, two men enter the room, and Hyunju is instantly alerted, strictly inquiring who they are. They place a jar of blue ribbons on the table, apologizing for barging in. Since it was a bulk order, they came to deliver it themselves. Visibly flustered, she is assured by the man that they handle everything entirely on their own. Still, she wonders if the blue ribbons have any faults in them. Youngmoo mocks her, saying that she has already fed her daughter a large amount and is only asking about it now. Hyunju instantly looks toward the screen and sees her daughter begin to malfunction like a broken vacuum. The men see Yuri collapsing, making them wonder how much the mother fed her daughter. Suddenly, Yuri's ankle snaps, and she falls on the stage like a mannequin. Everyone in the audience is left dumbfounded. The mother screams, as she thought there were no side effects of blue ribbon. The men nonchalantly say that the rule only works when the dosage is taken in the proper amount, then break it down to her that there is no hope left for Yuri. She will need this drug to satisfy even her smallest desires to survive. For her entire life, she will be dependent on it. Hyunju is shaken, as she has invested a lot in her daughter. The phone rings and Youngmoo picks it up. Jin Jae-hee is on the other end of the call, but he sees her in tears. The phone shifts toward our boy, who inquires if he is the one making the blue ribbon. Youngmoo is shocked, and Minho orders him to come and see him, cutting the call. Youngmoo gets up, taking his leave from Hyunju, as he has to leave as soon as he can. On the other hand, the blue-haired girl asks our boy why people even do drugs. The answer is plain. Because of people's stupidity and arrogance, they lean toward drugs, being certain that they would never get dependent on them. Since their lives have almost nothing to cling to, they choose drugs to make their lives feel more purposeful. Then, the girl points toward the thugs, with Youngmoo being the lead. Instantly, he asks why Minho wanted to see him. Our guy brushes it off, saying that it wasn't him he wanted to see. He just wanted to inquire about the drugs, calling him a mere human. Hearing those words, Youngmoo is drawn into a flashback of when he was living in the slums with his father. Youngmoo is trying to wake up his father for more drugs, but as he pushes him over, he realizes his father has passed away. His father's entire life revolved around drugs, and his death did too. But his death doesn't make Youngmoo sad. Instead, he becomes frustrated as he faces drug withdrawals. He begins to kick his father's body, unable to figure out a way to get more drugs. Suddenly, his father's eyes begin to glow, making Youngmoo wonder if his father is dead or alive. But a spirit rises from beneath his father instead, inquiring if he is sad about his dad's passing. The demon spirit also tells him that his father will be returned if he is unable to bear the weight of sadness. But Youngmoo is more relieved that his father died, and he is only concerned about how to get more drugs for himself. The demon sees Youngmoo's urge for the drugs and hands him a gnawing flower, ordering him to feed the flower his father's dead body. The demon also informs him that this is a way of trusting each other, and that he will further get whatever he wants. The demon then tells him to kill anyone who deceives him or denies the gnawing flower. After that, the demon spirit leaves the gnawing flower with Youngmoo, giving him its blessing. Right away, Youngmoo begins feeding his father's corpse to the gnawing flower. Coming back to the present day, Youngmoo is offended at being called a mere human. Our boy keeps his calm and wonders if there is anything Youngmoo has faith in, something that gave him another chance at life. When Youngmoo reveals that information, our guy already knows about the contract Youngmoo made with the demon. Still, our boy walks forward, calling both the demon and Youngmoo trash, making him furious. He instantly orders his men to attack Minho. The girl runs away immediately, but Minho decides to deal with them quickly. On the other hand, Blue Ribbon is hitting massive sales levels, which could mean that VIP customers from all over the country will be reaching out. The entire team praises Youngmoo, as he has opened routes to China and Japan as well. Meanwhile, the crew on the thugs all alone. Minho then challenges Youngmoo to fight him. Youngmoo remembers what the spirit told him, to kill anyone who denies the gnawing flower or deceives him. He pulls out 3 blue ribbons and swallows them while hailing his lord, Bower Hilt. Thus, he takes the orders from his demon lord Bower Hilt. Right before the guy steps forward to hit Minho, Jin Jae-hee yells out to him that the hero doesn't seem to be an ordinary high schooler. Rather, he looks like one of those guys with whom Youngmoo made the new drug. The mention of the new drug getting linked to him catches our boy by surprise, and the purple-haired guy takes advantage of it by swinging a punch at Minho. However, just a moment earlier, the hero senses it and yanks the boy's arm away. Without wasting a second, the redhead bastard throws a barrage of punches at his opponent, leaving our boy shocked by his crazy speed. Similarly, Youngmoo is also surprised at his strength, so he asks our boy if he has also received the blessing from his god, as he wants his lord to be only his. This is when Minho understands the reason behind the gnawing flower and the filthy smell coming from Youngmoo, and asks if the god he believes in is Bower Hilt. Upon hearing his lord's name, Youngmoo gets angrier, whereas our boy mocks him for believing in that pathetic demon out of all as if he has got nothing else to believe in. This remark angers the guy even more, and he yells at Minho for insulting his god. The one who took pity on him. Testing his limits, the hero mocks Youngmoo and Bauer Hilt once more by saying how pitiful and wretched, point where Youngmoo reaches the peak of his anger and showers our boy with numerous punches with his swift speed while yelling at him to dare talk about his lord like he's trash. While defending himself against Youngmoo's powerful attacks, Minho thinks about how Bauer Hilt has made a name for himself. He recalls his fight against that demon when he slaughtered all of Bauer's men, but Bauer managed to escape from there cowardly. The hero can't take how that lonely coward is getting treated like royalty here. Thus, he asks Youngmoo about where his lord is hiding. When our boy still doesn't stop insulting Bauer, he releases a strong stench from his body as he uses more power to kill the hero. He grabs Minho by his hair and continues to punch him brutally, while claiming that both Blue Ribbon and Bauer Hilt are only his. This makes the protagonist realize that Youngmoo has lost his mind to the demonic energy and will actually kill him now. On the other hand, Street is scared to see Minho get beaten like that since he's in a human body. Had he been in the demon realm, he could easily use his abilities. In the demon realm, Fanbei watches Youngmoo losing his control and says how the test subject for the gnawing flower has completely fused. He can tell how Minho isn't able to suppress him due to being in a human body without any demonic bloodstone. When he says how Lavis's soul might be destroyed forever, the other sly demon beside him asks Fanbei if he knows what Lavis hates the most. Upon joking about how Lavis has a nasty enough temper to hate everything, his uncle reveals that it's the filth that our boy hates the most, as he has mysophobia, the fear of dirty things. Just like that, the hero grabs Youngmoo's punch as he can't take the dirty smell anymore, and he throws the boy away. Minho feels as if he's regained his old strength. With that said, he uses his great energy and bolts towards the boy to end the fight and the stench quickly. As soon as our boy swings one punch at Youngmoo, he can't believe how a human can possess this much power. When the demon within Minho hears himself being called a human, he punches the boy so hard that he flies back with a broken nose. Shocked by the protagonist's strength, Youngmoo asks him what he is, but since Minho is getting crazy from the boy's smell, he strikes another punch at the boy. Even Vanbei can't comprehend the sudden energy surge within Minho, so the other demon explains how the hero must have gotten a headache from the smell, as he can't stand filth. Thus, his myophobia led him to an awakening, allowing him to use a portion of his original power. Vanbei is surprised to know this since even with the bloodstone, it's impossible for a sinner's body to fully use the power of the demon realm. At this statement, the other demon proudly states that Lavis isn't an ordinary guy. Rather, Lavis takes after him. After launching a punch, Minho tells Youngmoo to consider himself lucky that he cannot murder anyone with this body. However, the boy can't accept that he, who received Bauer's blessing, can just get defeated. Therefore, he tries to pop in more Blue Ribbon. In order to not let him die, the hero tells him to stop and lands such a powerful punch at the boy that he ends up with a broken jaw with his head buried in the wall. At last, Minho covers his nose when the stench begins to fade. Cyan stares at the data from his app. He realizes that it is not what he wanted to accomplish from this app. People confined in the close walls of a prestigious school, every day pretending to like someone or hate someone, or pretending to be close to someone. He wanted these people to find genuine relationships, where they find each other without any falseness. But his beloved app is used to distribute drugs. Cyan lets out a breath and quickly works his way on the computer. The people outside notice the changes in their apps, thinking if it's an error or a virus. Cyan hears the murmurs from outside and quickly locks the door from inside and presses buttons to delete the app. The thugs understand what's happening and start banging on the glass window, screaming at his face to open the door or else he is in big trouble. Cyan works his way on the computer, trying to permanently delete the app. During this process, his eyes land on the tiny warning button. Suddenly, a loud crash erupts as the thugs make their way inside the room. The main guy lands a punch on his face, asking if he's in his right mind because what he's doing doesn't make sense. Another checks the loading tab, understanding what Cyan is trying to do. The kid is trying to delete the app, and if Youngmoo finds out about it, they are screwed. Finding some backbone, Cyan stands up, injuring the main guy, and runs for the fire extinguisher, declaring that it's his app to destroy. The thugs start coughing due to the smoke. Cyan checks the loading tab, noticing that the process is almost done. Suddenly, one of the bastards pins the kid to the ground. He screams at his goons, telling someone to tie Cyan up as he strangles him, trying to choke him. Cyan's eyes start watering, realizing that this is what he was capable of doing in the end. A head appears behind the smoke. Then a second later, a red glowing eye on the head makes its way through. Minho asks the thug what he's doing with his servant and lands a punch on his face. After pummeling the first guy, he proceeds to devastate the other bastards too. He declares that they are fools to think they can lay a hand on his one and only attendant, because even if he dies, he will never let anyone touch what is his. Cyan sits up, coughing. He remembers something buried deep down, the day he showed Minho the app he was building. He had told him the purpose behind it, and also showed the icon he designed just for him. Minho was taken by the bullies once again. He didn't know where he was, how he was. Cyan had taken notes that time to finally do something about it. So he made an alert button that could show the location of the other person, so the friends like him could stay together and protected. He had promised to never let anyone hurt Minho again. The old Minho thanked him for showing consideration, promising that he would be the first to download the app. The one who makes people scream like that. Moments later, he is hunched over and puking his guts out after the ride, but tries to play it off that it wasn't a big deal. He swears to himself that he will never ride that thing again. Standing before a haunted house, he wonders if an opening should present itself.
Cool.
Surprisingly, Cyan's does.
Let's do it here. Well, I will see you in the morning. See you then.